Got your 2 drinks right here. 2 fire teenies, shaken, not stirred. Enjoy.
Hey, if it isn't our favorite bartender.
Wheezy.
What? Not happy to see me? I was just passing by.
Sure.
Lighten up, Rams. Besides, I got these little guys as surveillance. So, since I am already here...
I just wanted to know, is Pachinko there? Also, keep up the good work, guys.
Huh. Was wondering where you all flew off to. And Pachinko, he called in sick.
Ever heard of an inside voice?
Question to the casino employees. Did it ever occur to any of you that had you not let kids in a casino, none of this would have happened? Like, I get that you blame the Cup brothers, but kids barely get the concept of their own mortality and would do just about anything to get out of trouble. So, 2 kids crazy enough to sneak into a casino and bet their souls definitely spelled trouble. And the devil sent them on journeys that helped them get stronger and more fighting experience? Like, the moment they managed to defeat an honest-to-goodness dragon, you should have known they would have tried to pull what they did. So yeah, let's be real, you played yourself here.
Yeah. Did it ever occur to you, Mr. Wheezy, head of security?
Hey, give me a break. I was gonna kick them out sooner. And for the record, they were practically teenagers. They got enough sense in their teacup head of theirs where they shouldn't be. At least one of them, anyway. And how were we supposed to know what these boys were capable of, huh?
Yeah, the magic bullets were a surprise. Still, I do feel bad for what the devil put them through. They must have been terrified going through all that.
They got lucky if they didn't get them finger guns and the boss turning their little misfortune into a game. And if they had to deal with anything I had to around their age, well, things would have turned out very differently.
Much worse than gambling and owing their souls to the boss, collecting debt for him and later fighting him.
Funny thing is, it ain't all that different.
Still, I think we should have...
All right, I get it. Let's just get to the next one.
Question for Wheezy. Why is your post here? Did something happen between you and the devil or King Dice? There seemed to be some tension last time.
Like Ram mentioned earlier, I'm part of security. Head of security. My cigarette spikes help me keep watch all over the casino, notifying me if anything goes wrong, and send in demon security to take care of it. Of course, that does not mean I don't get in on the action no more. Only the ones that seem like I got to deal with personally. And on rare occasion, I do bodyguard work. And as to what happened, it's between those 2. Well, it's more of a theme issues in mind.
You made that very clear the last time with the boss. I know you're just looking out for him and all, but don't you think things could get a little out of hand?
A little? We've gone way past that now. I just wanted to get a little payback. If Dice hadn't cut in when he did...
Shouldn't you be taking that as a sign that he doesn't want you complicating things?
So what then, huh? Am I just to pretend like everything's fine?
That's not what I'm saying.
Guess my not-so-break is over. Better head back. Good talk.
For all the casino staff, what are your respective jobs at the casino?
Oh, it's just you folk. Startled me a little there. You have some more questions for us? Well, sorry there, bud. Turns out everybody is a little too busy to answer your question. Guess you only got me answering for you this time. If you don't mind just little old me entertain you for a bit. Wheezy and Manji are a part of security. Though Manji has his own assigned set of tasks around the casino. Tipsy Trooper on the bars, if that wasn't already obvious. Miss P and that patchy guy are waiters. Don't know where he's been though. And, the twins, Hopus are all entertainers. And as for Mr. Chimes, well, he does run the arcade, but as you know, currently, he's doing some volunteer work for Hopus.
Oh, almost forgot my mask! Safety first! Yeah, no thanks to you.
Hey, it was either gonna be any one of us. Besides, you can switch with Chimes if you wanna.
I'll pass.
Exactly.
Question for everyone. How has life changed since the battle between the Cups and the Devil? Other than the move, of course. How did your families feel about you moving to hell? If you have any at all. Sorry if I'm being rude.
I'll say it again. Living here is the absolute worst. Whatever they got selling here, whether items or food, they'd probably kill ya. Can't go far much, 'cause the place is littered with demons. If it weren't for the fact that we work for the devil, we probably would have been mincemeat by now. You ain't safe anywhere. Hell, even my own bed had it out for me. I'm still recovering from that, actually.
What are you looking at me for?
Just answer the question.
Fine. Other than the lack of stairs I used to get, nothing's changed much. Hell is surprisingly similar back to the surface, only it being a lot more dangerous for us, like Chip said. However, with my appearance, it seems that the demons here notice me less. Still, it's not like it's any safer for me. This is still hell after all. Let's not forget.
And as for family, they were never the type to worry about anything or anyone but themselves. Didn't give a damn then, don't give a damn now. Knowing them, they're probably down here too if they already kicked it. How about you, Fair? You got a fam that's thinking of you?
Not a lot for them to worry when they think I'm 6 feet under.
Oh, right.
Question for Chips. Why do you think Devil and Dice are acting so strange around each other? That is, when you actually get them near each other for a change. Is it awkward for you, considering they're both your bosses?
Listen, I was his pal before he became my boss. Let's make that one thing clear. So if anything, I'd be worrying. You ain't wrong about that, though. I think tense would be a better way to put it. Can't blame him, though, with how things went down with them after we lost to those kids. None of us really saw what happened, except maybe Wheezy and Romulus. We all heard a commotion back at the casino thinking those boys came back for another round. The two of them went in to check. They weren't expecting what they saw. No, all they really did see was the aftermath. The fight they just had, and from how they described it, wasn't sounding so good. The two were a mess. The entire room fell silent. The two were just standing, looking worse than when they lost, barely holding themselves together. Dice looked like he got the worst of it, though. He was silent. Looked, well, pretty spooked. After all that, can't imagine them being chatty.
Question for the Tipsy Troop. How did you guys come to the casino in the first place?
What brought the three of us to the casino? That takes me back. It sure has been a long time since then. You know, we actually would have never gone to the casino if I never ran into them. With how we ended up here, though. The whole deal with the devil thing. That was something I brought up as a last resort.
Couldn't really make sense of it myself. Somehow Roms manages to garner us an audience from the devil himself. And instead of the done deal of selling your soul, eternal suffering and all, he just so happens to be looking to hire some wayward souls. Didn't get much of a say on it, not like we had anything better for us to do at the time. But hey, at least now we ain't doing too bad for ourselves.
Honestly, if Rom hadn't gotten us out of there when he did, I wouldn't know where we'd be. Actually, I do know. Being sad, jobless drunks, living on the street. Well, the drunks part didn't change all that much, but progress is progress. I do kind of wonder how or why he already knew the boss, but I never really had the heart to ask him at the time. Never really tried bringing it up.
I never told them how and why I knew the devil, and about the unsigned contract I had. I didn't think it was important at the time, and they never brought it up. Speak of the devil.
The devil wishes to not speak, actually.
I'll just be over here then. I got other people to serve.
Question for the devil. Did all the workers sell their souls to work here, or do they just work here like a normal job? Follow-up question. If so, can I sell my soul for some supernatural abilities in exchange to work here?
You're all still here? Oh, I thought I got rid of all of you. It's not even worth it right now. They all had to sell their souls to work for me. That was part of their end of the deal. And as for you, I already owned you and every one of you that escaped. Some of you have a habit of forgetting that fact.
Question for the devil. Who is the oldest staff member in the casino except for you? Also, what are your opinions on immortal or mortal drinks?
Let me think. Was it Rum and the other two?
No, that would be Wheezy. Wheezy was the first from what I remember. We came months after him.
Right. As for the drinks, mortal drinks are fine. They just don't have the same effect as drinks from here do.
Question for King Dice and the Devil. Have you met someone called Nightmare Cuphead? From Indie Cross.
First one was already a nightmare. What's the difference? If there was another him running around, I wouldn't bother meeting him anytime soon. I still have to deal with the first.
For the devil, do you know Chef Saltbaker? And if you know him, what do you think of him?
Saltbaker. The name does ring a bell, but I don't know him. I think Beale mentioned a mortal of that name. Said something about being intrigued by the mortal's ambitions.
Question for Satan. How did you collect souls before you opened the casino?
Soul collection is no simple feat. It's a big business after all. It wouldn't be efficient of me to solely rely on the casino to obtain them, even though I had my focus on it at the time. Of course, soul contracts are the most common method. I generally seek out mortals who are desperate or foolish enough to sell their very beings to me in order to fulfill whatever selfish desires they have. Occasionally, mortals seek us out, which, as you know, is the act of demon summoning. Usually they have a specific demon in mind with which to make the deals. Having said that, I still gather souls in other ways. The casino is just an extension of that, and it's just as interesting.
For the illustrious devil, have you ever been married or had any kids?
Me married? Oh, no, I assure you that it is not the kind of thing I'd bother to do. The significance of it is irrelevant to me, especially with the idea of wanting to... kids. As if any of my... Nope, I definitely don't have any.
Question for the devil. Are you planning on making up whatever it is you've done? If so, how are you going to repair your relationship with Dice?
Of course. If it isn't my staff pestering, it'll be you lonesome things. So much for a brief distraction. I may understand Wheezy's anger, but like hell I'm going to stop putting up with Rumulus and the others berating me about Dice. That especially goes for you meddlesome delinquents. Like I need to be constantly told of how or why I should be fixing that it is that I've done. Whatever issue me and him have is our problem. I don't need any of you inserting yourselves into it. Nothing in our relationship is in need of repair. This is just a passing phase. I guarantee you it'll pass. He won't turn away from me. So hear me when I say it isn't any of your concern, nor is it any of your damn business. So if you value your...
I'm guessing you want something stronger to replace that?
Sure.
Well. Looks like someone's having a busy night, huh?
Naturally. Everything has to go perfect. I didn't put all this work in just for it all to go down in one day.
Wouldn't be the first.
Speaking of work, shouldn't you be doing yours?
I'm at my station, ain't I?
A little smile, maybe? Or even actually wearing your proper attire?
It's not like any of these pompous pricks even care who's serving them the drink.
Question for King Dice. Have you ever met any of the other princes of hell? What did you think of them?
And you are?
Those are back.
Who's they?
They're escaped souls from what I remember the boss said.
Souls, huh? So he's just letting them run around now?
Don't mind them too much. All they do is pester you with some questions or something.
Asking questions? That's oddly familiar.
Sure. Good luck with them. They're your problem now.
So, you were asking if I ever met the other rulers of hell, yes? I have, though not enough to know them personally. Not all of them I've seen, but most were frequent visitors back at the original casino. They either came to enjoy the spoils of the casino, or to see the devil. They're what you expect as rulers of hell. Very powerful and influential. You know, the type you don't want to mess with, or take lightly. Actually, I had this one encounter with one of them. It was when I was fairly new and, well, all I can say is, it wasn't really one of my brightest moments.
To King Dice, can you tell us what everyone's backstory is and how they ended up in the casino? Also, you are so cool.
Believe me, even if I knew anything about their stories, I wouldn't be telling any of you it. Why should I? If you really want to know, you're just gonna have to ask them yourselves.
To Dice, what are you plotting? And don't lie to us. It's only going to make things more difficult.
Plotting? What are you on about? The only plotting I've been doing is making sure this evening doesn't turn into a disaster. Is it even evening? I can't really tell when it is down here.
Question for Dice. Do you ever plan on escaping the casino, or at least running away?
These questions are starting to sound real strange real fast. Plots? Running away from the casino? Now why would I be doing any of that? Even if I did, where would I even go? It's not as if this place is exactly mortal friendly. Even just being out in the city is risky for us.
Hey! Where'd you get that? Give it here! That's for paying customers! Yeah, no, come back here!
Guess that's a sign that I've humored this enough. I'd hate to leave this little question and answer routine, but I got a casino to run.
Hope you don't mind the assist. Though, it looked like you were gonna tear him up yourself. Looks like somebody wasn't attending to these batch of these wayward souls. They can be quite the nuisance when they're left just running around. No offense. The name's Mammon, Prince of Greed. I'm assuming you at least heard of me. Usually you lot tend to get us mixed up there.
I can see how that can be annoying. I do remember you coming by the previous casino.
Now that I got a good look at you, you seem a little familiar. I'm guessing we've met back in the day? The earlier days of that wreck of a place.
I wouldn't say we really formally met. I'm Dice. King Dice.
King Dice. Yes! I remember now! How could I forget? Your dice-shaped head should have said it all.
My head?
You were that poor soul that nearly got himself torched by Satan. That was a riot to see.
Yeah, that was me.
Don't be too embarrassed now. You should count yourself lucky.
Sure.
No, really, you are one lucky fry. Any soul like you wouldn't survive that man's wrath. He'd turn you to ash for just looking at him funny. I have to say, your rise in status over the years has been interesting to hear about.
You been hearing about me?
Well, sure. Hearing about a little soul like yourself become the devil's right hand is something curious to hear more of.
I, appreciate the interest?
Honestly, I'm much more surprised you can even put up with that fool. What is this sad display I'm looking at here?
Well, Wheezy, that would be our boss.
You sure? Looks more like sad drunks we end up kicking out.
Not that far off. I'd say he's more sad than drunk. He's been just moping like that since he got here.
Are you two just going to talk over me like this?
It's not looking like you're gonna do something about it.
You forget who you work for.
You make that happen yourself.
Settle down, you two.
Do you actually have some business to discuss, or are you just here to mock me some more?
As a matter of fact, I do. You just distracted me with your pathetic display.
Get to the damn point, Wheezy.
We have a situation with a demon.
Demon situation?
Yeah, this one's giving out not so good vibes.
What demon doesn't? Why waste telling me this? What, need me to do your job?
There, shoot me if ever it comes to that. But no, I'm being serious. This one's chatting it up with Dice about something. And they looked like those... what was it? Demon princes that used to come by the old place. The guy's name was... Mammon, I think.
My counter.
Well, I appreciate all the chatter and all the advice you've given me, but I best be on my way. Casino is gonna run by itself.
It's no trouble. Likewise with lending me your time, Mr. Dice. Be sure to keep in mind our little talk.
I'll be considering it.
And Dice, one more piece of advice. Take a few steps back. Devil! Old pal! You're looking lively.
Cannonmons, what's your game?
You know me! But no, there's no game. I was just having a friendly chat with your little... Oh, looks like he scurried off somewhere. Well, now that he's gone, I got places to be too. It was good to see you again, Devs.
Hey everyone, Kip here. Thanks for watching the video. We'd like to give thanks and credits to the artists, voice actors, and editor responsible for creating this episode. You can check out everyone involved in the description below. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more original content just like this. And remember, stay awesome!